Hola mi gente, ¿cómo estás? How y'all doing and how y'all living? I'm an hour before golden hour. I know y'all haven't heard me talk about it since my schedule and shit changed and life has changed and changes have been changing, so I haven't been out to see it in a while. I got on my Lakers official NBA shiz, but they lost last night, even with Braun coming back after his stomach injury. But my other two teams won, so I'm still good. It's just, what is up with the Lake show? So, hold on. All right, I'm back. So I just got back from families in Central, Texas. It was a beautiful, beautiful place. It gave me such home vibes. I felt so at peace and at home there. Like, going to Anna's house was probably the best thing. And getting to hold the baby, and getting to love on Esco, and getting to love on Anna, and getting to see CJ. Like, all that stuff was like really, really cool, honestly. I feel that we grew a deeper bond, and I think that it was just an amazing trip. So while I was there, I already posted the stuff while I was there. I didn't vlog very much. Anna really tried to stay on top of it, but I wasn't very good at it, and my camera took a shit. My OG camera took a shit while I was there, so I'm using the new camera that I just was opposed to using forever. But now I don't have a choice, and let me not talk shit about her, because then I will have something wrong with that as well. Even my iPad was a little glitchy too. I noticed, like, when I was editing, it was showing some glitchy behavior. So I was having some technical difficulties just all the way around, honestly, while I was there. But I felt like it was intentional that I stay in the moment more so than try to focus on vlogging and stuff like that anyways, because I wanted to develop my relationship with the baby and get to know Anna and her husband, like, on a deeper level. It sounds very poly, doesn't it? Like, yeah, I want to get to know them on a deeper level. Hearing what that trip meant to them really was an emotional point for me, because I had no idea that it meant so much. Like, we had talked about it and stuff like that, and I don't think it was real for either of us until I purchased my ticket, or for any of us. I don't want to leave CJ out, but either of us, is me and Anna. I don't feel like it was real for any of us until I purchased my ticket, and then it became real. I think the bond was just there immediately, and it was like a day or two in, and she's like, stay longer, and I felt really bad that I couldn't. I was really trying to finesse this flight into me getting to stay longer, and I wish that I would have been able to, because I just like the little moments when we would talk, or we would be in the car together and we would just be shooting the shit, and, like, you know, little moments bonding with the baby and stuff like that. Just talking and sharing memes, and, you know, watching the Jazz and the moms, and just stuff that we would do, like, via FaceTime or through text. Like, did you see such and such? But we got to do it together, so it was cool. And just to watch, she put me onto, I think her name is Malegra, and she always is putting me onto something, so that one was interesting. It's like a podcast, and it goes over, like, all current events, and I actually like that one. I haven't actually watched it yet because I haven't really had time yet, but he asked to come outside, and here he is, standing there like, who's gonna let me in? But I got to bond with Esco. It's actually my cuddle buddy at night. It sounds weird, but everywhere I go, the dogs end up sleeping with me. So that was my little cuddle buddy. Let's say cuddle buddy while I was there. He took up a nice portion of the bed. He snored like a man. I have not shared a bed in almost 2 years, so it was very, very weird to have somebody snoring next to me that sounded like a fucking human. But it was a dog. But he sounded so human-like, and I was like, wow, this is what it would be like to, like, share a bed again. But I mean, I was totally cool with it. He'd wake up, we would stare at each other at some point, and then just go back to sleep. I felt at peace there. I slept longer than I did, like, at my parents' house, and so I just really want to extend a thank you for them to even allow me to stay with them, and welcoming me to their home and being such gracious hosts and making me feel like family. I just felt like it was great, and I miss the baby so much. I miss them all so much, to be honest with you. It just felt like we fit well. Like, yeah, like we fit well. Like we got along all so well. It wasn't weird and it wasn't awkward, and we just had a good time. And I wanted to thank them for trusting me with the baby so that they can go run errands or go out together. They are new parents together, and they trusted me enough to watch their baby. I thought that was telling of how much they trusted me, because I wasn't very trusting when my little humans were little, and so that's a big deal to me. Anyone that trusts me with their kids, I just feel super important. And all I did was dance, like bounce around for 2 hours singing in that poor child's ear, and he took it like a true champ. He didn't cry. Actually, if I stopped singing, he would start crying. So it was just weird, because I was like, I know he doesn't like this cackling in his ear, but apparently to some degree he did. Anna told me that Esco's been depressed since I've been gone, and I really miss Esco. And everyone, like, thinking about them does make me emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about me being gone, and it's been 3 days, almost completely 3 days, and I feel like it's been, like, time is just so weird. Like, it feels like I've been gone for a long time, but so much happened right when I got home. Like, right when I got home. I hadn't been home an hour, and shit popped off over here. Like, not even an hour, and the police were called. So, like, it's truly amazing. The next day I had some legal shit come up, and it's just been like thing after thing after thing since then. So, like, it feels like it's been like so much time in between, because so much has happened since I got home. But I'm still keeping my eyes on the prize, and Anna, everything that we talked about, I'm still tunnel visioning, so don't think that I've lost sight of anything. But yeah, it's just been crazy. I'm cold as fuck right now, and this morning when I was taking my walk, I was so cold, you guys. Like, I don't like working out in the winter months. While everybody else tends to come out during these times, I usually like to stay inside and work out during these times, because it's so fucking cold, and like I can't even warm up my body to jog. I'm so cold. So I'm gonna layer it up tomorrow. I don't know if I need to get gloves, I don't know, but I'm freezing my ass off, and like, I was really about to downsize all my sweats, all my shits that I had for winter, but I am so glad that I didn't. But I really need to go through. I was looking at my Instagram. I scrolled all the way to the bottom of my Instagram, and I was heavy into minimalism forever. And now, like, since the pandemic and everything, I had started purchasing so much stuff, and it was just so hard for me to release it. But I think it just symbolized, like, a control over something. And I do believe that would be the start of my hoarding, is just trying to have control over something. So I'm keeping these things that hold no sentimental value to me, but I'm keeping them. So I am gonna have to go through again, because I did a little bit before I left, but I have to go through again and, like, really try to purge things. My grandpa's clothes are in there, and so those are the things that I'm, like, having a hard time. Like, I'm not gonna get rid of those hold too much sentimental value for me. And right now it's sweater weather, and I will Bill Cosby and wear his stuff, because I definitely, like, wore his sweater, and it was like a little long with some boot. Like, come on with it. And seriously, I pulled that look off with my lip, okay? But yeah, I need to get in there and just, like, release some things, and release the burden of things that are just on me, like a weight. It's just very strange. As soon as I got back home, I started hemorrhaging, and you would think that that would have heightened all the emotional things that were happening, like, back to back for me as soon as I got home. But no, I feel like for some reason my heart chakra is blocked. For some reason, I just feel it. my enough moment has come, but I'm just very calm. I don't have any feelings, and like I said, I don't wish any ill will. But again, if something happens and he has to get locked up for it, then he does, and it's out of my hands if he does do it, because the state is the one that's going to press the charges, not me. So, but I'll gladly do it too, because fuck that, you know. But like I said, I feel like something's off in my heart chakra. It feels very like numb or something, or off, not like it usually is. My emotions, like I don't feel them in the way that I do normally, and it's just very strange just to feel so cut off from the very vessel that makes me me. Feels very cut off for some reason. But I know all that stuff is in there because when I was leaving Anna's, I was very emotional, and I was sitting in that airport very emotional. And so I know that all that stuff is just there, but maybe it's just not there for these situations because I feel my heart has been used and abused in some way that maybe it just can't recover from that. It also let me know, like, I released this whole relationship. While before I was doing things to cover up the things, like, you know, like, yeah, I feel like it's over, blah 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 blah, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was just compensating with other things so that I would feel like it was over. But nah, yeah girl, same. But maybe once I stopped and I really took in all my emotions, all my feelings, all everything, I just realized it's truly over. Like, I don't feel anything at all whatsoever. And it's a good feeling because I don't feel any hurt from it either. It's like, I don't want to carry resentment. And maybe this is the thing that's making it, like, why I'm releasing it is because I do want something happy and healthy in the future. And if I carry resentment from this situation, then I'm only inviting the same situation back in, if you get what I'm saying, because I'll be on the same energy level I was already in. So if I don't clear that up, I'm always going to invite in the same energy that I was trying to leave behind. So what I feel now is happening is me cleansing myself of the negative energy that was inside of me, the hurt and the pain that was inside of me that I've been carrying for so long, and now releasing it so that when the time comes and the right person is in my life, I'll be willing to open my heart up to them, and it will be a clean, pure, new slate heart, and it's not going to be something that is burdened by what is going on in this relationship, because I don't want it to heavily impact my future. I want to go into the next stage in my life without all this. I see what it does to you when you carry it. The women in my family all carry resentment and pain from past relationships from 4 decades ago for my mom, because I am 4 decades old, plus 1, almost 2. But, like, I don't want to be like that. I saw what it did to her, and I also saw what it did to her relationship with my dad, what it does to her relationship with my dad, because of being afraid to completely release, because you're scared of what can happen if you open yourself up. We tend to open ourselves up to the wrong people and give ourselves to the wrong people, and then when the right person, like my dad, comes along that's gonna love you. He made a promise to me when I was 6. That's when we met, and he said he would never hurt my mom, and he would never put his hand on my mom, and he would never make me scared that he was going to do something to my mom. And he's kept his word, minus this one time, but it was actually on my mom. But I'm just really protective over her. I don't like people in her face. I don't like any of that stuff. I'm very, very protective. So, like, just know that about me. I feel really bad even to this day about what happened after he was in her face like that, because I got physical with him. But I also had to be aware that I have PTSD, and like these things are real, you know, like they're definitely real. I think Anna in the group chat had sent, or CJ, one of them had sent like PTSD from car accidents are real, and trust me, because I got hit by a car, that shit is real. But like PTSD and domestic violence and watching your mom be physically harmed for a long time creates that too. And I just feel like I have to protect, and that's how I am. Even with my kids, I'm a person that will protect, and I don't care who's coming for mine, but I will stand in between that bullet to make sure that it's not my family. And see, I'm emotional over that. I don't know what is going on with the rest of this stuff. What's going on with the rest of everything with my heart chakra, but I just feel like I need to protect myself. I was listening to my tarot today. I don't know why I always have to say it like that, but they were saying that the Seven of Swords kept coming up and saying like you feel guarded, you feel like you have to protect yourself, you have to keep on, you know, pushing yourself away from people because you don't feel like you can trust them. And I want to be in a place where I can feel like I can be completely vulnerable with someone and not feel like they're going to take advantage of it. They're not going to use what I say against me. They're not going to, none of that stuff. Use my kindness for weakness. I don't want to end up where my mom ended up emotionally. I want to heal that part of me. I don't want to end up where my aunt ends up. You know, I want to be in a place where I have forgiven the person and I have moved on, and even though I don't fuck with them, I don't hate them, you see? And that's all that I could actually ask for in this moment, is just like not to feel like I am carrying a burden that's going to be taken from here to the next situation, whatever that situation is. But I want to cleanse the air for myself. I want to make sure that the air is breathable for me. I want to make sure that my whole body is in alignment. Like, I want to make sure that I'm good. Excuse me. I need to start meditating again. And I look back at my life probably in January, February time. I was really heavy on meditation. Sorry. This is all during the time I wasn't vlogging, I wasn't filming, I wasn't doing anything. But I was heavy into meditation and yoga and all that stuff. And honestly, it was like the best I had felt mentally and physically at that time. R was in my life at that time, actually. He was there during all the times that I was trying to clear my chakra and do all the things that I felt the need to do. And I was doing them without elevation. I was doing them without anything really. It was just me coming to terms. I was in therapy and all this stuff. And I want to get back to that, you know. I want to get back to therapy. I want to get back to aligning myself. I want to get back to a peaceful state. I want to just get back to feeling good. And a lot of things that happen to me physically, pains, things like that, come from a place of my emotions. And when I'm emotionally heightened, it affects everything inside of me. So I definitely want to get back to where I was before I picked up this camera again. And I want to be able to share that type of journey with you. You guys caught me while I was wilding. Like, I was right in the middle of my wilding when I came back to the channel. Like, the dancing part and all that shit is always going to be in me, but like everything else I was doing in between there, like I was wilding. But I was also trying to cover up some serious ass pain that was going on inside of me. Seriously, I had to wait until both my grandparents, parents, however, passed away for me to get the strength to even be like, I need to separate from him, even utter the words, you know. I mean, I had been separated from him in the past, and it was due to him being physical then as well. It was probably one of the worst physical altercations at that time. It was my kids were sleeping on the couch, and all I could think of is for me to be quiet so that they didn't hear what was going on. So while he was grabbing me by my hair and dragging me to the back room and hitting my head against the desk, I just remember trying to be very quiet. I don't know who called the police because I didn't, but someone did. And maybe I wasn't as quiet as I thought, but I definitely tried for my kids so they wouldn't remember that or wake up, because they were supposed to be going to daycare that day. And I just remember trying to be very quiet. There was another time where the kids' friends were in the house and they were all downstairs, and I can't even remember what triggered him that time, but he pulled the top off of the fan and he had the base, and he whacked it across my back and threw my laptop at me. This was a thick-ass laptop, by the way. It was a thick-ass laptop. It was like one of those first model laptops, and he threw that at me. I don't know why I'm smiling. It's very weird. But, yeah. He always had a thing about my wrists and how he would hold them and I would get bruises there. So, you know, that's when I started this cardigan thing, actually. Was always wearing something to cover up, even in the summer. It ended up I needed it later on because I became allergic to the sun somehow. But maybe it's because I always wore cardigans, but I ended up always wearing cardigans and cover-ups and sweaters and stuff because I always had bruises in the same spot on my wrist. And oh my goodness, it's kind of crazy to speak it out loud. And on top of that, the infidelity, and it's just, on top of that, he was a horrible, horrible, horrible father. I've been through a lot, but I try to smile because I feel like I'm still here. But for some reason at Anna's, I was recording as I was taking my walk, and it sounded like a goodbye when I was editing it. It sounded like I felt like when I got home, I knew something was gonna happen. The way I said it, I kept talking about like when I'm gone and this legacy in this channel, and I have talked about that before, but in a different way, you know, because I wanted my kids to be able to see it, but I just felt like for some reason that was going to be my final vlog or something, or final message or something. I don't know, it just felt very final the way that I was talking, and I was like, at the end I was like, I'm making it sound like this is the end or something. It was just weird, you know. I came back from that walk and I was emotionally drained. I don't know what those feelings were, but when I got home I found out what those feelings were, and maybe had Kimana not called, who knows what could have happened, you know. But it felt very like final for some reason. That I uploaded it, but it's on private. It was like, intentionally it was going to be a mental health Monday, until I watched it back and saw the things that I was saying and how I was feeling, and I don't know, it didn't work out that way. But I don't know, y'all. I just want to ease the burden off my heart. My heart has a lot of problems already. Like, I have a nerve damage in my heart. I have a lot of things that are going on in my heart without the shit that is going on externally that causes problems with me internally. And my heart is always affected because I can feel like the heaviness whenever it's like something going on, you know. But it hits right there in my heart, like it feels like it's clogged or something. It just has this weird like feeling inside of it. So that's why I choose to release, because it's only going to impact me. And I already feel like my life is going to be shortened due to medical issues that came up due to me and this antibiotic, and, you know, getting hit by the car that caused all the nerve damage, and just life in general that's been fucking me over since 2017. But I just feel like, yeah, it's gonna be fine. At the end of the day, it's how I feel. Like, it'll be fine. And I'm gonna be fine. It's just, you know, I have one more, hopefully this is my last uphill battle that I have to deal with as far as this lawsuit that came up, and I can just focus on myself and getting me and my kids where we need to go. And, you know, I just, luckily we have Legal Shield and all that shit already, so maybe that's why I don't feel panicked about that part, because, you know, they're gonna help me put together the shit that I need to for that aspect of my life. But yeah, I love y'all. I love y'all. Thanks for hearing me out, I guess. You know, sorry it was kind of like a downer, you know. I didn't feel like I was in this space at first, but I guess something about being in front of the camera for me makes me a lot more vulnerable, and opens me up a lot more emotionally. So maybe that's part of my blockage. Guys, I don't know how I abruptly ended the video, but I'm so sorry. Until next time, te quiero mucho, and I'll see you in the next video. It's going up hella fucking late, like so fucking late. Right now it's like, I don't know what time it is. It's like 5:51 Mountain Standard Time. So yeah, I just needed to get this outro because it ended kind of weird. So I was like, let me just do an outro. But te quiero mucho. I will talk to you guys in the next video. And if no one told you today they loved you, I love you. Bye.